So what I want to talk about today is I want to do a 24-hour challenge on making a zine. I don't know, I think it'd be cool to document the process. I think it would be a lot to juggle, especially because I'm learning how to make a zine. I want to put that pressure on myself to do something. Do I challenge myself? Am I ready for that? I don't know if I'm ready to get in there and try to put that pressure, especially because I've never made a zine before, but it might be worth figuring out, just documenting the process. It will take some time for sure. I don't know. Like, the benefits is that I just force myself to get in there and just start doing something versus me trying to really plan. If I waited and I planned and I wanted to wait for that perfect strike of inspiration, I think the creativity in the confines that you set yourself, you can have like creative solutions. If you were gonna make the perfect movie, it would take forever because it would never be released. Done is better than perfect, I think is what people say, or that's a saying. But I really want to give myself 24 hours to get this done and publish it, and to document it and to publish that. So I come out with something tangible, and I come out with something that I can look back and, this is the first time I'm making a zine. Or I just set myself a time limit, and then I say I'm gonna make a zine out of this idea, and I have to shoot it, write it, and publish it within 24 hours. I think it could be a fun exercise, but it was something that I thought about while I was driving on my way to work. I was like, what's a good way to make a zine, get myself going, and what better way than to just give myself a time limit? Because if I left it up to me, it'd probably never get done. Let's do a 24-hour zine and set a timer. It is 12:30 a.m. I can do one within 24 hours. Let me game plan what that looks like. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, just waking up. It's 10:18. We lost some time. Could have woken up early. I don't know what to do for the zine. Should I make a zine out of things that I already have or photos that I already have? I think I can make something, or should I go out and shoot something? Because if I go out and shoot something, it's really going to be compressed for time. I didn't set that many parameters for myself. Because I think the cool part about going out and shooting something, there's another added pressure. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shower. I'm going to go get some coffee. And then let's see what we can come up with by 12:30 a.m. tonight. Not to mention all of the errands that I have to run in addition to this. So it's going to be this is going to be fast and loose. And I want to give this a considerable amount of thought. All right, I'll see you in a bit. God, this fucking sun is killing me. All right, it is almost 3:30. It's 3:29. I had to run a couple errands. I had to get one of these. This is a T9 SSD from Samsung. It has good read and write speeds, up to 200 megabytes per second. So I've been getting these for years. I needed to get it today because I am running out of storage really fast. So anyways, T9s, highly suggest. So I'm gonna get that formatted here right now. These T9s I really like. I've been using them for years. I've been using T7s, T9s. They're just not super cheap. This one I think was $419 for 4 terabytes. The 2 terabytes they seem to fill up rather quickly. I also need to go and actually clean up some of my some old media. That's what I need to do. I need to go and purge all of my old photos that I'm not planning on keeping. But it's hard because you never know. You never know when you're gonna need it. So I need to encrypt this, and then we can get the show on the road. So it is 1:00 p.m. We are a little past schedule. So I said 24 hours. Now I am 37, almost 37 hours past due. However, I did work on a zine. Let me see here. So if you just look there. But anyways, long story short, that's where we're at in the process. Let's print this thing. I'm gonna first print out a test page. So the print didn't come out quite as I expected. The paper got jammed, and not only just the paper got jammed, but also the way the pages are getting printed is that, let's say the orientation's the right side up, then you flip to the back and it's upside down. So the printer was fucking up. So I had to basically go into the back here. I've got an Epson 8550, and yeah, it's a good printer so far, but there's just minor challenges that I have to deal with right now. So at the moment, let me just boost this up. So at the moment, we've got some prints here that aren't quite up to par. Here's what we're looking at. So if you go and you look, like, those are nice, sure. The paper's a little flimsy, it's 24 pounds, so I messed up there because the ink is saturating, I think, the paper, so you can see it's kind of, it looks wet, but it's not. Color's not bad. I think it just needs to get printed on better paper because look how thin and flimsy this is. Holy shit. Let me put this back on here. Okay, that is not sturdy. Yeah, so anyways, I didn't anticipate those three things. So I need to go to the store and get better stock. So I've got 24 pound right now. I also need to figure out this flipping thing. I went through some of the settings. I can't find it. Not yet, at least. And then 3, I need to get better paper at the store, which I think I've already said. There's just a lot that goes into this that I didn't expect, but that's okay. I'm gonna fix all this. We're gonna realign. I need to just print it out and see what it looks like at the minimum. So we'll be right back, and hopefully we'll get this figured out by end of day today. Okay, so I got paper today at my local store. I bought the same one on Amazon, but it's not coming till tomorrow when it was slated for a delivery of today. So I wanted to finish the zine. So if this isn't good, or if we don't have good results today, then I'll return the one on Amazon. Now, if it is good, then we found our paper. This is pretty expensive paper. I think the Amazon cost was it was like 17 cents per page or something like that. Obviously, I want to get those costs down because this is, you know, only 50 sheets. But anyways, this is the premium presentation paper, matte, double-sided. So it's Epson branded. I'm thinking that this is good. Hopefully this doesn't jam, because if it jams, then that sucks, because I think yesterday I put in 60-pound paper and it's pretty thick. I wanted something a little bit thinner, so hopefully this is good. Let's do the unboxing of this. Double-sided. Oh, look, it even has some instructions. All right, we will load this up and see how it goes. Okay, here we go. Cross your fingers. It doesn't seem to be as aggressive as it was yesterday. I wonder if it's the paper or if it's the settings that I chose, because I chose matte. Maybe it just knows not to like freak the F out. Holy crap, it already looks really good. Yeah, there's a huge difference already. Okay, here's the real test. Once it starts to flip, preparing to print the reverse side of the document. Oh man, please be good. Please be good. Please come out good. You showed me one side was really good. Holy crap, this thing is sharp. Yeah, there's a huge difference, like night and day. Well, that usually never happens to me. Come on, come out good. Come out good, come on, please. Oh, it looks good. Don't jam. Yeah, the colors and the gradient, it looks insanely clear. We're coming up on the last bit here soon. Okay, so we just got done printing and we are going to use this little cutter. Now I've already demoed how this works, so we're just gonna get through this because we've got a lot of pages to get through and this part can be a little boring. All right. Because the paper is so good, I'm just like I'm just so delicate with it now. First slice. Ooh, it even cuts hella good. Fuddruckers. All right, that's the first one. There it is, full bleed. Zine about becoming. All right, so this paper's not as springy as the other paper. So what have I learned in this whole process? Sometimes it's about trial and error, and sometimes you just gotta go and just do it. I don't think I was prepared to do any of this. I think the cool part was just learning as I was going and then problem solving. The printer thing, that was kind of frustrating when it kept jamming. So I was like, damn, like for a printer like this, it shouldn't be jamming. And then I'm like, okay, well, I don't really know much about printing. So that's when I had to start looking up reasons why printers jam. There's some terminology that when I was researching stuff online that I'm probably gonna get to know. Like the waviness in the paper from just being saturated, I think there's a name for that. Learning stuff about printing in general. So yesterday, I think I mentioned, I was like, oh, the pages are incorrect. Actually, they weren't incorrect. They were correct, it's just they're printed in a way that when you open it up, it's the way that you ordered them. And I think when you're printing, I know there's a word for that too, but it's just these little nuances of printing that I was not familiar with. What I also like is that I documented the whole process. So, you know, something to look back on. You know, in those moments, I've done the filming myself for a few years, and it's tough. It's tough because you want it to be perfect, you want the light to be right. But as I was doing this, I was like, paper's jamming. Like, we need to get this part. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we just need to be in the moment. So that's something I learned, is just the part about, sometimes it's just about documenting and not necessarily everything's gonna be perfect. So you just kind of have to roll with the punches. Now I know I gave myself 24 hours and clearly it's been 2 days later. I think the most important part here is that I finished. And to be honest, you want a little bit of friction along the way. It makes things a little bit interesting, right? What else did I learn? I learned that this is very underestimated. I was like, do I really need this? I mean, it looks like a popsicle stick. I'm quickly realizing it makes excellent folds. There's only so much I can press down on my finger before it gets a little raw. I also learned that paper matters. It's just tough because I don't want to go all in on 50 sheets of paper if I don't know if it's going to be good. Well, this paper proved to be very good. I just can't get over it. I did not expect these results. And finally, there it is. Zine about becoming. It's a wonderful image right there. And there you have it. Finished product. Okay, so that concludes the 24-hour zine. That was the first episode. Thanks anybody who was watching. That was quite an adventure. I'm pretty happy with the end product. I learned a lot about printing. I learned about InDesign. I learned a lot about myself in that whole process because it wasn't really easy, but I like that I gave myself a challenge and then I followed through. I missed the mark doing it within 24 hours. I know that if I didn't give myself a time limit and I just said I'm gonna make a zine, it probably would have never happened. I would have gotten into my head. I would have said, this is gonna be dumb. I'm glad I found something that I had already, so I didn't waste even more time trying to figure out and plan a shoot. That I think can happen a little bit later or maybe on the next one. It's just gonna take some time, I think, with these little nuances of printing, of the paper quality, of, you know, the saturation of the ink, the folding, right? My next thing is just trying to figure out the saddle stapler. So in short, there's a lot of learns, a lot of findings, and I think that it's just going to take some time to get into a rhythm. You know, I know the subject matter is a little risque, but I hope people can look past that and appreciate it for the art of it. So yeah, if you really liked it or what you didn't like about it, I would love to hear about it. Can you please leave those in the comments, because I want to keep people engaged. Was it too long? Was this too short? I would love to just hear what people think about this whole experience, because this was new. This is something I've been wanting to explore for a really long time, and I think that with all of this, I feel like I've got the itch, the bug, that I want to keep making zines, and I want to keep making videos about making zines. In any case, I will see you in the next video.